Not too much tire spin, keep it in the groove, not too big of a wheel stand. Here comes the tree. Good start for both cars. Better move right there for Barton.
Oh, no!
Oh, Barton goes right in front of him, hits the wall. Holbrook gets around him. Wow, that was nuts.
Absolutely, and let me tell you, 9:57.2 is on the board. Barton came across the center line. Holbrook crossed the center line. Barton hit the right side wall. That was chaos and mayhem. Factory stock showdown. We got Chevy Silverados running. They're going to David Barton as we speak.
Oh, kaboom! Cruz lights one up big time. Tim Wilkerson goes 401 at 317 miles an hour, and Cruz Pedregon, his car was just driving right down there. Cruz Pedregon looked like he was right alongside Tim Wilkerson, keeping pace, and then that thing went kablooey. Cruz has got it pulled over and stopped there, and you can see him climbing out of the top of that Toyota. But it's been that kind of year for Cruz.
He is the one-man band over here on the Mopar. Wow, Mike Bowman's going to try to punch his way back in again. Jackson goes 5.73.3 at 250, and Mike Bowman goes 5.89 and doesn't qualify because the bump is 5.82. And Mike Bowman has no parachute, and Mike Bowman's heading in the sand, and Mike Bowman is into the net at a very high rate of speed. Bowman, you see Stevie move first, go down the racetrack. Both guys made nice, clean runs. Jackson went to number 2 on that 5.73, and everything seemed according to plan. And here's where things deviated from the plan. As Mike Bowman at this point is throwing the parachutes out, you can see them tangling behind the race car, not blossoming, and here's where his problems begin in earnest. At this point, he knows that the parachutes have not hit, and he knows that he is eating up real estate at a very rapid rate. You can see him centering the car up, trying to come into the center of the sand trap. He's obviously working the brakes, and he scrubbed off. Look at the brakes glowing like the surface of the sun as the car now skids across the top of the sand trap, and here is impact. Note that it scoops the car up, stands it up on end, and leaves it there. So the car came to rest. I don't know if they gave him a escape rope or a step ladder to get out of that thing, but he was sitting there, could basically give us the the weather report because he's sitting straight up.
Junior's ready. Gianna's ready. We're away on the green. She has grabbed 600s, but she's going to the center line, and Gianna's going to have to lift. She actually goes over the line, and now she goes down at the top end of the racetrack. Gianna Salinas down at the top end, tumbling through the finish line area, and Hector goes 6.97 for the win. But right now, I guarantee you, nobody is worried about who won that race. Everybody is thinking about Gianna Salinas, and check it out. She gets up and walks back over to her motorcycle. A very scary ride down there, 132 miles an hour at the 8th. The bike was fighting the center line. I guarantee you she's thinking, it's Sunday. Remember what she said in her first round win? I was having to fight it, but it's Sunday. I didn't want to lift. It finally got over on top of the center line, and she hit a couple of those orange blocks. The Suzuki went down. She tumbles through the shutdown area and gets up and walks over to greet the safety safari. Tommy Johnson running in the hometown of Make-A-Wish. Whoa, Tommy Johnson smokes the tires, blows up, and Jim Campbell knocks the blocks out. Tommy Johnson wins the race. Jim Campbell hit the blocks. That is a disqualification. The Make-A-Wish Dodge smoked the tires, went sideways, and blew up. And then Jim Campbell handed it back to victory. Tommy's car is parked down there sideways on the racetrack. Safety safari right on top of the scene.
All right. Round 1. Who's going to round 2? Oh, off the throttle. No, DJ, don't wreck the new car. Big hit left side. DJ Cox, hard contact with the wall. Car goes back over to the right side. Oh, no. DJ Cox trying to control that race car and just made massive contact with the left side wall. Nick Janik got down through there, 569, and he is out of the car, ladies and gentlemen. He is out of the car. DJ Cox, as the Chevy Silverados and the NHRA Safety Safari is rolling. That was hard contact. with the left side. It's Pro Tree. Archie Cohn leads first by a lot. And Jesse Alexander is off the throttle. And Cohn onward to victory. The Stanfield prepared Camaro 812 with an 8 at 170 miles per hour, and a whole lot of smoke down there. And Jesse Alexandra turning towards the left side wall and noses into the left side, destroys the front of that Chevrolet Camaro. Wow. Way after the finish line, Jesse Alexandra, we started to see smoke and nosed into the left side walls. A slow spin, and you see that blue Camaro stopped down in the shutdown. That was way after the finish line, and the NHRA Safety Safari is rolling, and the NHRA Safety Safari is...
Oh, kaboom! The convertible in the left side, I mean, that thing just exploded at the 8th mile. Dell's car had a little smoke coming out of it, and it shut off. Creasy's car looked like it was all right, and then it just grenaded. What's left of the Dodge comes to a stop down at the other end of the racetrack. But that was a huge explosion for Dale Creasy. You can see he's climbing out of the car under his own power up on the Sunoco Vision, and that certainly is a nice sight.
5-thou advantage going to Erica Enders. Oh, Jeremy Ray on his lid. Jeremy Ray hard into the right side wall, and Jeremy Ray is back on 4 wheels and across the track into the left side wall. Oh my goodness, Jeremy Ray parachutes out, and that car is now coming to a stop in the center of the racetrack. Erica Enders gets the win, 5.80 seconds, but Jeremy Ray, such a move, went left, then across the track on his driver's side for the most part. We saw the entire undercarriage of the car as he came across the track into the right side wall, then back across the track, and the Safety Safari is on the scene. Wow, what a moment here. Round 1, first pair, Pro Modified, getting after it. Jeremy really trying to win that race. Such a big moment. Everybody amped up. Erica Enders down the track, just ahead of Jeremy. Of course, the Safety Safari will go down to the scene, handle the situation.
Cars were virtually welded together all the way to about the 8th mile, almost identical elapsed times at the 8th mile mark, and that's when things started to go wrong for Jeremy Ray.
So what we're going to do, let the Safety Safari do their thing. Obviously, they are on the scene.
Oh, kaboom! Robert Height blows one up. Tim Wilkerson goes 395 at 308 miles an hour. Robert goes 712 at 51. But that red, white, and blue Auto Cup Chevrolet, about 250 feet or so, went kaboom. Robert climbing out of the top.
Robert Height has won the race, but his car has exploded and he is in the wall. Take a look at this one more time. Our Papa John's reface slow motion style.
And you could see the raw fuel that was coming out of the right bank, right side of the screen for us. And that was the beginning of the problem. Look at all the fluid under, and he's actually steering the car. This is sheer instinct for a driver. The wheels were actually continuing to go straight. So Robert had no idea where he was at. However, he could recall where he was last. So instinctively, he was still driving this car. And only good drivers with a lot of experience can do that, because he had fire in his face. He had a lot of body parts. I'm sure there was some engine parts. Fortunately, most of them are contained by a lot of the straps and restraints that keep that supercharger on the engine. But a good job for
Stage on the Lucas Oil side. So can the Nitrous car get in here in the third qualifying section? Three-quart front, slow line. Oh, baby, oh, no, making a move out there, and he's in the wall. Everybody stay where you're at, please.
And you can see Castellano's car, the wheel breaking off the car and bouncing down the wall. And man, that thing gave about 330 feet down the racetrack when things went sideways for Mike Castellano. The car pitched, turned itself across the track, slid, and had an impact. You can see the door is open to the race car as the wheel has now come to a stop on the other side of the course. One can only imagine if that was either the cause or the effect of what was violent tire shake that sent that thing out of control. Mike's been on some wild rides in his career, but that's one of the weirdest lately.
Whoa! John goes sideways and Tommy launches the body. Kaboom! Body comes from rest in the grass alongside the track. John forces car, knocked the tire loose, kicked sideways, went across the center line, and Tommy's car went bang. We both got him stopped down there at the far end of the racetrack after a wild side-by-side run. Tommy Johnson climbing out of his car.